The first witness took the stand today in the federal fraud and embezzlement trial of former pro wrestler Ted DiBiase Jr. 16 WAPT's Ross Adams live at the federal courthouse tonight. And Ross, you were inside the courtroom today. What came out of today's proceedings?
Prosecutors told the jury in opening statements this morning that the real villain in this investigation is John Davis, the former director of the State Department of Human Services, described as a lonely middle-aged man with no friends who became enamored with the, quote, quasi-celebrity DiBiase brothers, including Teddy DiBiase Jr., who allegedly embezzled some $2.9 million in Mississippi federal welfare funds. He called your son a con man. What do you think of that? $1 Million man Ted DiBiase Sr. leaving the federal courthouse after prosecutors described his son Ted DiBiase Jr. as a greedy con man who took advantage of people to fund his lavish lifestyle. That description came from an assistant U.S. attorney to the jury Wednesday, hearing the case against the younger DiBiase, a former professional wrestler on trial for conspiracy, wire fraud, and money laundering. DiBiase is accused of embezzling $2.9 million in federal TANF welfare funds through sham contracts. He was supposed to take the money to deal with issues like addressing inner-city youth and identifying food pantries in North Mississippi. Instead of doing the work, prosecutors say DiBiase used the money to buy cars, a boat, go on vacation, fund a $700,000 investment account, and purchase a $1.5 million home in the Reunion subdivision in Madison County. In opening statements, the defense told the jury the real con man is John Davis, former director of the Mississippi Department of Human Services. Scott Gilbert says Davis manipulated every person he came in contact with. He told the jury DiBiase turned down the first contract Davis offered him, and that if he didn't fulfill the terms of the contract, he had every intention of doing so. Jackson Mayor John Horn was in the state Senate when the TANF scandal was first exposed almost 6 years ago.
A TANF money that comes from the federal government comes in the form of a block grant. It has a lot of flexibility to it, but I think that is what made it possible to create an environment for abuse to take place.
The defense told the jury that DiBiase did nothing wrong. They said he never lied or submitted any false documents. They say this case may look unpleasant, but they say what happened here is not a crime. Reporting live from the federal courthouse in downtown, Ross Adams, 16 WAPT News.